Hi folks, Dr. Bob here. We're back in Arborea Paleozoo with the park's Mammoth Steppe exhibit today. So we'll be starting out at the Cenozoic viewing area, and here it is now. Looking out into the exhibit, and we're going to move from here back out to the main path and down along past the saber-tooth exhibit, which was one of our first habitats for the Cenozoic portion of the park. Ahead of us, I decided to take a look back into the Cenozoic exhibit from the path, which guests apparently occasionally do. You can see a couple of our animals out there. Anyway, back down the road and you'll start to see some rocks. And that is the boundary on this side of the habitat we're heading for. And oops, I can see an oops. One of the things you may notice on the right is that the boreal mural is there, extended along the path here, mostly to give the animals a little bit of privacy and to encourage the guests to use the main viewing area, which is fairly extensive. And you see the entrance to it coming up here. 3 animal silhouettes on this side. The Coelodonta one has been there since we put those animals in. The mammoth and the Megaloceras joins. Now, I think I might want to put another one in there on the other side of it, but I haven't done that yet, obviously. But there's a view of what it looks like at the moment, and as we have guests walk through the camera. And now into the main viewing area proper. You can see an information screen on the left, and that is for the cave bear habitat. I obviously need to put a guest fence in here. But like so many videos, this is as I'm working through the park. And when it's time to cut the video, I don't necessarily have everything done. It's part of a working park. So we have a male and female in here. That's the female, I believe. And I gave them a very rocky habitat, lots of elevation change for them. And they seem to be getting along with it quite well. We'll look at their building a little bit later. You can also see in the distance that the mural is on the other side of the park as well. Since that's close to the boundary of the park, I thought it was a good idea to cover that over. So we're looking back toward the entrance now and across the cave bear habitat. Let's move up to the main expanse, and you can see our animals, a small mammoth herd and a somewhat larger Megaloceras herd hanging out here in the park. That wall of rock in the distance is the one we saw as we approached, and you can see there's snow on the rocks, fake snow obviously, intended to convey a feel of the Ice Age for our guests. This is a huge habitat, and it is pretty open and empty like the Mammoth Steppe. The mammoths really are not fond of a lot of trees, so that cramps the ability to put in a lot of trees and still keep the animals happy. You can see the water hole we just panned past, and the mural working reasonably well with the rocks in the habitat itself. So we're going to pop up eventually and take a look at the habitat as a whole to get our gear in, not gears, get our camera in gear. And you can see the long habitat and the large care building facility in the upper left. next door to the Coelodontic here habitat. Boy, missing up my words today. The Coelodontic here building. You can see one of our bears stuck on a rock. You can see a divided area on the right. On the far right is for the mammoths, a much wider gate, and a narrow gate for the Megaloceras. And without a roof yet is the bear building. And there are two separate enclosures, one for the male, one for the female. In a real zoo, they would probably let only one of them out at a time, except during breeding season. So they would share that habitat, although not actually be in it together. So nominally there are gates here. You can see the wooden pieces to either side of the opening. And this would be sort of a holding area for the animals during transfers and whatnot. So we're moving inside this not terribly decorated sleeping area for the mammoths. You can see an opening on the left, and there'll be a couple of those more in a little bit. And that is intended to be a birthing area for the females. So they have their own hay mat and their birthing mat. And those are the other two I mentioned. And on the ahead of us now, you could see a doorway into a space where the keepers could interact with the animals. We're going to head down this way and pop through the fence on this side. You can see there's a lot of windows along this corridor, and we're moving up this way toward the place where those big deer can come in and be out of the weather. And that archway in front of us is into the bear area. So majorly large building, with the idea that this climate would sometimes produce weather that these animals wouldn't be happy with. So they need a good bit of indoor space. Running down here, again, like I said, some of it's unfinished. I plan on finishing the wall there by that storage area that is intended to keep what the animals need. And this would be the area where the keepers would do their final prep, and a loading area there in that right-hand corner. And we're looking back across the other way, and further out, so that you can see where this sits relative to the park as a whole. I expanded the fencing at the perimeter of the zoo, and that path which leads to the loading dock and area which is behind the Plesiosaurus habitat. The guests would be coming in either from a parking lot that would be in that grassy area just on the far side of that fence from us, or through an underground system, as is pretty standard in prehistoric kingdoms. So we've jumped to animals. We got our bears wandering around. I'm not sure what that weird shadow was there, but you can see they've got a place where they could look out onto the steppe, like this bear appears to be doing. They were reasonably cooperative, but on the whole, the other animals were not while I was trying to shoot videos. So we see our mammoths, and they decided the first thing they were going to do when I was ready to shoot them was lie down and go to sleep. The deer were still walking around, so that's good. But all of them decided to lie down in short order, so I don't have a lot of mammoth footage. I did get, however, a good shot of the herding behavior with the deer moving across the habitat in parallel there, headed in the direction of the care building, although not actually ending up there. So we're getting toward the end of the video. If you liked it, you know the drill. Hit the button for a like, make a comment. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Get the channel out a little bit wider to other people. So a little bit of group shot with all of the animals present and moving to close up. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you again in another one. Till next time, take care, be kind to each other out there, and keep on keeping on with Prehistoric Kingdom. Bye now.